Welcome to the Scratch Golfer's Mindset Podcast. My name is Paul Salter, and I'm a triple-digit golfer on a quest to become a scratch golfer. I'm also a high-performance mindset coach and credentialed hypnotherapist with 15 years of experience helping high performers from all walks of life get unstuck and unlock their full potential. Join me each week as I not only detail my journey, but make mastering the mental game of golf simple, tangible, and relatable so that you can overcome the mental hazards keeping you stuck in the proverbial bunker of poor performance. It's 8:45 in the morning on a beautiful sunny day. I've arrived at the clubhouse, Lexington Oaks, Wesley Chapel, Florida, just outside of Tampa. I've never played this course before. I'm meeting up with my good buddy, my regular playing partner, Aaron, and I'm ready to rock. I'm dialed in. I brought a good attitude. I brought plenty of snacks, and I am ready to go. And as I'm waiting in line to just check in, I'm going to grab some balls and balls to play with and a large bucket of balls, so I've got plenty of time to warm up for a 10-12 tee time. I overhear the conversation in front of me. The golf course got 3 inches of rain in less than 2 hours last night. Buckle up. It's going to be muddy golf. And that's about the extent to which I gave that piece of information any further thought. And as I went on to the range, met up with Aaron, spent adequate time on the range, really taking my time, each shot so intentional, I can confidently tell you this is the best I've been striking the ball. Not a single miss hit from gap wedge all the way down to 5-iron, 5-wood, 3-wood driver. Head on over to the spacious separate chipping green, and I'm putting into practice what I have learned from my most recent lesson with Melvin, and things feel good. I know exactly what to do with my gap wedge, my 52 and my 60. I still need to purchase a 56, neither here nor there. I head on over to the putting green, and I am just putting the ball right where I want it. And before I proceed with this story, hey, welcome back to another episode of the Scratch Golfer's Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Paul Salter, the golf hypnotherapist. And that's the scene this past Saturday morning, again, on a beautiful sunny day. I don't think the temperature got out of the low 80s. We had some occasional cloud coverage and a nice gentle breeze throughout what ended up being about a 5-hour round. Before I dive into recapping that round, I want to go back 6 days before. The previous Sunday, my most recent lesson with Coach Melvin, who, by the way, is going to join me for an episode of the pod. We're recording on October 21st, so it means it'll probably come out late November, early December, but really looking forward to that. This man is a library, a wealth of knowledge with 31 plus years or so of teaching. Really, really cool guy. But with that said, the best way to summarize my most recent lesson, things just clicked. I don't know how else to describe it. They just clicked. The automaticity, the unconscious reaction in terms of executing my core swing, whether I have a 5-iron, a 5-wood, a gap wedge, or anything in between in my hand, was just dialed the fuck in. I know my stance, my ball placement. I know as soon as my hip, or as soon as I want to initiate my takeaway, my hip starts really, oh my God, the word is escaping me, really starts loading and pushing back. If you're watching me on video, you see me doing it. And I know there's like a momentary pause where I initiate my backswing. And as soon as I'm ready to begin my downswing, it's like I am stuck, lost, happily stuck in the matrix. And I'm sorry if my sound cut out because I was literally standing up. And I just tell myself subconsciously, or sometimes I'm aware, commit. And I swing down and through that ball. Something clicked. I had incredible shots on the range with Melvin coaching right there by my side. Plenty of cool, unique drills, holding a a range basket between my legs, working on, the equivalent of a broomstick on my back, keeping me tall as I got that thoracic rotation going, and we're locked in. So something clicked. It clicked. I was able to replicate that same swing the very next day. And then come the Monday, I was nursing an aggravated back Friday, Saturday, Sunday of that week. And I ended up having to take 3 consecutive days off from the gym. I didn't touch a golf club with the goal of being able to play on Friday of this week. So I know you got a lot to keep track of on this timeline here. So I took a lot of time off. I was going to play 9, maybe 18 Friday morning. Ended up deciding not to. Decided to hit the range and some chipping and putting. I'm glad I did. And still, incredible, feeling so consistent, confident on the range, not a single miss hit. Really big update on the range. They allowed us to move off of the turf, so we're hitting on fresh grass, and it was just feeling really good. So I'm bringing all this positive energy, this confidence into the round Saturday morning, picking up where this podcast episode really began. And there is a long backup of carts. And what's really unique about this course is that the first tee box is like literally right next to the cart congregation area, and there's an aqua range. And the first tee box is just there. Like whether you want to or not, you've got 50 plus spectators in your grill. And you got a line of carts forming for every tee time that is to follow you if you are up on the tee box. So we plug into line. We're already running about 15 minutes behind schedule. It's absolutely cart path only because they got so much rain the night before. And not 5 minutes before we're about to tee off, my playing partner Aaron looks at me, and we've just gotten paired with another single. And he's like, "You want to play white or blue today?" And I'm like, "We'll just play white. Like, keep it the same. Simple. This is what I'm doing. I want to break 90 from whites." He just kind of gives me a shrug and an eye roll. He's like, "All right." And I was like, double check the yardage. Like, what's the difference? And the difference ended up being about 400 yards on maybe each respective 9. So not too terrible of a difference. So I said, whatever, fuck it. A few minutes ago, we'll play from blue, which is new for me. I've done it once before. And I'm there. Crowd is around me. I'm up to tee up first amongst our group. I've got a 5-wood, pretty straightforward, slight dogleg left. I just need to poke it about 200 to 220, somewhere in down there. Crowds all around me, playing partners are staring me down. Striped. Right down the fucking middle of the fairway, only to literally just get stuck. No roll, not an inch, just completely engulfed in the mud, nonetheless in the middle of the fairway. And that might have proven to be the highlight of the round. And to be frank, it was an outstanding round. I hit 10 fairways. I was lethal off the tee box by my standards, meaning just the ball. I felt the most control off the tee box that I've ever felt to date. And that's a really promising sign because if you've been listening to the past few episodes, I've been inconsistent as hell. 5 to 8 OBs per round and really digging myself a hole to start every single round and each individual hole as of late. So I put a lot of time in with Melvin and on my own, dialing in my swing with the 5-wood, 3-wood, and the driver, and even some of my long irons as well. So this was the best off the tee box I had done. But the problem for me was that second shot, I hit down on the ball. I really tried to compress the ball. My second shot went maybe a quarter of an inch. I'm not sure to this day if the mud was so wet and unforgiving that I just smacked the ball straight down even further, or if the ball rolled back into its initial hole because I had to dig it out of there from where it landed. So I either whiffed, topped, or briefly dusted or grazed my second shot. And that pretty much summed up my irons the entire day. I would drive it to the fairway. I would chunk or thin my iron. The mud was just a mess. I mean, my shoes left completely brown. Thank God shoes are safe in the washer there. Didn't ruin or anything. They're brand new today. And I chipped out of my mind 32 putts, but I could not hit out of the fairway to save my life. And I kept putting the ball in the fairway. There was so much mud. It was swampy. And I'm incredibly proud of myself for just being able to laugh and say, you know what? I'm going to focus on whatever it is I can control. And I didn't have a scorecard for this one. I was taking notes in my phone. And let me just tell you some of the theme of my notes. I just had a numbered list and I was just confirming whether I hit the fairway, the green, and how many putts. Fairway, mud, 1 putt. fringe 2-putt, fairway, mud, miss 2-putt, out of bounds, fairway, mud, bunker, good chip 2, out of bounds, fairway, miss. There's just fairway and mud, fairway, mud, fairway, mud, fairway, mud. So much mud, really taking away my ability to score well on a day I was really striking the ball consistently. So shot a 96, 32 putts, 5 penalty shots, 10 fairways, 1 green in regulation, 1 fringe in regulation. No, 2 fringe in regulation. A total of 51 on the front, 45 on the back for a 96 that day. Felt great. And if you haven't been listening to the news, the weather, there's a hurricane impending. Coming here down, I'm just outside of Tampa. I'm safe as the time of recording this Monday morning or Monday afternoon. No plans to evacuate. We're inland and north of Tampa enough. We should be safe, may lose power. All good there. So I decided I wanted to squeeze in 9 holes this morning. And I'll set the scene in a moment, but about 4 holes in, I got a text message from my 1 o'clock call, who's a local Floridian, asking to reschedule. So now suddenly, rather than feeling rushed to squeeze in 9, maybe take a chance at 18 if I have a strong front 9, I had all the time in the world. And you bet I took full advantage of it. So I show up 7:30 in the morning. It's Monday. It's incredibly gray, overcast, a little breezy, maybe some occasional gusts of wind. It's a little pitter-patter sprinkle. It's not raining, and it actually never rains. I am the only person there. I'm the only person on the range, not a soul in the clubhouse. I see one group take off in front of me off the first hole. I hit maybe a total of 15 or 20 balls on the range. I chipped 6 shots. I putted 6 or 9 balls. And the day before I had called, I made a 9 a.m. tee time, and the guy told me there's a group of 8 going out in front of you. Come early, we'll let you go in front of them. But with the uncertainty of the weather, the unpredictability, I caught up to that group on the 5th hole. I passed them. I didn't see another single pairing or soul other than the lawn care and maintenance team the rest of the round. I played 18 holes in 3 hours-ish, 2.5. It was incredible, absolutely incredible. But let's backtrack and let's start us off and give you the rundown, because this was a special round for many reasons. It was so peaceful, so isolating in the most positive way. The ability I had to just stop, slow down, soak in the peace. And there was kind of an ominous feeling about the weather. This hurricane is going to be significant by what they're saying. And it was like the calm before the storm. It was such an indescribable experience being out there. It's gray. The green is extra bright in the trees and the fairways, though. There's that gentle breeze and occasional gust that howls and makes you pause and step away from the ball. And it's empty. It's so quiet. And that's really a rare moment. And I know that the snowbirds are en route post-hurricane, and I'll never get around like this again. So like I mentioned, I had plans to play 9. After I finished the 9, I rushed into the clubhouse. I'm like, playing the back 9. Let me pay for that, get that taken care of. But we start on the front 9 for today's rundown of what ended up being a special round that clicked. And off the tee box, we hook our driver a little bit, or we kind of pulled it a bit. Fortunately for us, it is a dog leg left. It was actually my 5-wood, not driver. So the ball's completely in play. I hit the green, 2-putt, bada boom, bada bing. We're starting with par. The next hole, we push our driver right, goes out of bounds, not the way we want to start. This hole is, to be frank, has given us nightmares lately. We have not played it well. And ultimately, not much to say after that. We topped our 2nd shot, crushed our 3rd shot, ended up getting there for a 3-putt and double bogeying the par 5. But we're back in business on the 3rd, where we didn't hit a green in regulation. We hit a fringe in regulation. So we're parring number 3, doubling the par 4 4th. We hit one out of bounds. We topped another ball. So right at this moment, it was like, dude, slow down. You literally have no need for urgency. And it was at this point, I can confirm I'm the only ones on the course, basically. I'm about to pass the group in front of me. My call is already asked to reschedule. And I have a serious talk with myself. Like, there's no need for this. You should not be topping balls or chunking shots. You know what to do. Lock it up and lock it in. So on the 5th hole, We hit a fringe in regulation. And we end up, let me see, where'd I go? Well, so we bogey in a 2-putt on the 5th hole. On the 6th, same thing. We bogey 2-putt. We did have an out of bounds there. So our ability to recover was absolutely incredible. Could have been a par, wasted opportunity, but we made it work. On the 7th, another double out of bounds, a chunk shot, and a fortunate 1-putt from about 12 to 16 feet. So we're 7 holes in. We're 4 out of bounds, not helping the calls. On 8, we par the par 3 8. We bogey the par 4 9, and we come in with 16 putts, 4 greens in regulation, a couple fringes, only 1 fairway, 4 out of bounds, and we still managed to card a 45. We had 1, 2, 3 pars on the front 9, a couple bows, couple doubles. And to date, we are now 1.5 rounds in without any triples. I failed to mention that on my Lexington Oaks round from Saturday. I didn't have a single triple bogey. That's the first round I've ever done that. So that's a big, big positive. Turning to the back 9, which to be frank, it's a scoreable, attackable set of 9 holes. It is not the hardest 9 holes you will ever play. And at this point, I don't know my score. I know I'm close. I had an imagination. I shot between a 44 and a 47. So it ended up being a 45 in hindsight. So on the turn, we go pay for the back 9. We get some water. We take a deep breath, and we just know there is no urgency at all. The golf course is my oasis of opportunity, and I'm going to dial it in. So first shot on the 10th tee box. I piped a 5-wood out there just right of the fairway. And then I left my next one short. Then I chipped and it rolled across the entire green onto some really nasty fringe. Didn't play well. 3-putt that one. So I'm starting the back 9 with a double. Then on 11, fucking waxed my driver. And then I took a 5-iron that I hit that probably carried about 215, 220 out of the rough, landed just short of the hole, chipped it up in 2-putt for a par on 11. We bring that positivity for another par on 12, a bogey on the par 3 13th. And that's only because it was a 151, 152 club. I decided to hit my 9. I just fucking striped my 9. My 9 carried at least 165, which is just new for me. Ended up making a really good putt to save bogey there. Bogeyed the 15th par 4, parred the 15th par 5, and that's a hole in the past that's really got me. I fucking crushed my drive. I hit a worm burner laser with my 5-wood from the fairway and got up 2-putt there. Missed a birdie. Bogeyed 16. Birdied 17. That was incredible. I sunk at least a 20 to 24 foot putt for birdie on 17. And then on 18, I made the conscious choice. Like here, I know I'm close at this point. I haven't looked at my scorecard, but I made the conscious choice. On 18, it's a 300. It was playing 315, really, really narrow dogleg right. And that dogleg right is over water. Ball needs to carry about 265 over the water if you want to go for the green. And I did that. I put the driver out because it'd been hot on the back 9, and I'm into the wind. I let that sucker rip, and I swear it comes up like 2-3 yards short. So I have to drop. Did my best finishing straw, made double on 18 to card 16 putts on the back. I had 2 penalty strokes on the back, giving me a total of 6 plus 6 on penalty strokes, 32 putts. I hit 4 greens and 1 fringe on the back. I hit 2 fairways, and I carded a fucking 42 on the back, giving me an 87 for the round. Solo pre-hurricane golf, the new low round to date, an 87. And I think I'm still processing. Because what's really unique about this experience, it's been a goal I've had my sights set on for a few months. I've been working tirelessly at it. I knew it would come. I had micro experiences where the confidence wavered because I just didn't feel consistent and grounded in my swing. Like my swing was repeatable on demand, and I'm trending towards that direction very much so now. I knew this golfer was in there. He's been in there for a good month. And I said, a little over 10 days ago or so, it clicked. Something in my swing clicked. The putting's always been improving in the right direction. 32 to 36 putts tends to be the norm. I think lifetime my putting average is in like high 34s. The chipping clicked because we spent a good chunk of our lesson just dialing in a couple of different things. I know what to do in different situations and just my thought process. Whenever I'm not quite sure what to do with the lie, the angle, the distance, I have a conversation in my head just going through my checkboxes to reinforce my commitment to each adjustment and ultimately the single technique I will commit to and execute to produce the shot I need and desire. And this is just the beginning. I'm going to go repeat this playing in a twosome or a foursome. I want to make sure, I've reached the goal. Yes, I'm also going to go repeat this several times. I'm going to keep breaking 90, get a boatload of scores in the 80, and start putting things together. Because if we step back, 6 OBs, there's technically 81. Let's say we take away half of those. There's an 84. The opportunity's there. I had 1 3-putt where it was on the second hole. I didn't warm up putting. Yes, that's an excuse. It just is what it is. Putting's dialing in. There was a few birdie putts I missed that I felt were very makeable, and I know they will drop as I continue to practice. And of course, I had the one drop. We're here. We're in a really good place. So I'm going to take some time to really update what the new goal and timeline is. I do know the first imminent goal is I need to repeat this. I need to break 90 again, specifically not on my own on an empty golf course before a hurricane. And I'm not taking anything away from my score today. I am so fucking proud of myself because I have been dreaming about this, envisioning this, putting in countless reps in the backyard, in the garage, and of course on the range. Really, really excited and happy with the outcome. 2025 brings not only fatherhood, it also brings tournament golf. And obviously we're a little ways away from that, and I will continue to put in the time and effort to prepare myself, but we're going to get incredibly uncomfortable playing a lot of tournament golf here at the turn of the new year. And I will wait and see as I kind of just sit back, enjoy this moment to update you on what the exact next goal is. But as my client and friend reminded me, I guess I have to update my official intro to the pod. I think we need to rework or upgrade Triple Digit Golfer because he is a man who lives in the past, and you and me, my friend, we live in the present, looking toward the future, one day, one moment, one swing at a time. And that's where we're at. I thank you so much for tuning in, for continuing to follow along, for your support, your kind words in the early stages of this journey thus far. This will be a fun moment to look back on once I am a scratch golfer and just really be able to sit back and reflect on the importance of the micro or the short-term goals that empowered me and fueled me to get to where I need to be every step of the way. And that reminds me, if you've not yet listened to, I believe it's episode 25, Your Golf Identity. This is where I break down my approach in terms of not only my ultimate goal of breaking 90 before November 13th, which today is October 7th, so we're well ahead of schedule, but I break down my performance goals, my outcome goals, my focus, and ultimately give you an in-depth overview into my goal-setting approach and my identity transformation approach, which I leveraged heavily to step into the golfer I am today. So that's a phenomenal listen for you. I highly recommend it. Be on the lookout this Thursday, October 9th. We have none other than John Sherman on the show as a guest, and you are going to absolutely love this episode. John, if you don't know him, you're crazy. Go follow him. You'll get a wonderful, warm introduction to him on Thursday. But this man is a wealth of knowledge, all things mental game of golf. He happens to be, I believe, he's a +2 or a +3 handicap himself. So this was a fun, informative, and valuable conversation I know you're going to love, coming out on Thursday, October 9th. And that is where we are, believe it or not, too. Coming up on 50 episodes of the pod. Exciting. I've already recorded out toward about 45 or 47 with my guests. So we're really getting there. It's a fun, exciting place to be. I look forward to seeing where we are 3, 6, and even 12 months from now. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a wonderful week of play and practice out there on the range or wherever it is you are getting some specific practice time in. Have a great day. I will catch you in the next.